Hey everyone, it's Libby from Master Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, the traditional custodians of the land on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Righty-ho, I'm going to lunch tomorrow with a girlfriend, so I won't be on tomorrow, so I'm having a 3-day weekend. Sorry about that, unless something absolutely dramatic happens over the weekend, and then you'll find me in my boudoir. Okay, what do I want to have a look at in this particular reading? Oh, thank you everybody for your absolute heartfelt get well soon to Spotty Dog. He is home, he's fast asleep, he's on anti-inflammatories and painkillers and the antibiotics. Ended up having a couple of teeth taken out. Oh, the poor little chappy, and he had an overnight sleepover at the vet's last night. Okay, so what I wonder, and apparently his bloods came back saying, oh my goodness, this is a dog of all of, a young puppy constitution. And yeah, he's 13 going on 14. Okay, must be the good homemade food that I feed him. Right, what I want to have a look at in this particular reading, I've literally written down Harris, not in broken system, yes in new system. Now that interview she did last week with on I can't even remember which show it was. I didn't actually watch the entire interview, just not enough hours in the day. But I got the gist of the interview, and 2 lines really stood out to me. And that was because people, she had said she wasn't going to be governor. And then she said, no, she's not going to re-enter politics because of the system being so broken, the capitulation of Congress so easily, the attempted destruction of the judicial system, blah, 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 blah. No, she's not going to re-enter politics under that package. Let me put it this way. This is what my guides are saying. They're just calling it a package because this is what is on offer. However, what seems to have gone under the radar is that she said she would consider re-entering politics under a new system. This is not the words she necessarily said, but this is what the meaning behind the words was. So entertainment only for you lovely senses out there. So I just want to have a look. That's all I've written. Harris, not in broken system, yes in new system. So what does she know? What is coming? What is happening? So what we've got here is the smoke and mirrors, the path forward being clouded by, the snakes and the bats and the rats and all the rest of it. And we have being seen and heard in the victory. I want to ask, she's currently on a book tour. Now, I don't quite know how book tours work. I haven't even looked to see how the book tour is going. I don't even understand why everybody needs to write a book, but that's aside the point. I suppose they want to get their point of view publicly out there. But she's weighing the balances. She's trying to make some decisions about what opportunities she's taking. I want to have a look at the book tour. I'm wondering if, because the feeling I got when I went, she's on a book tour. I got the feeling that what she was doing was actually getting out amongst the people to hear what they had to say, but also to gauge, this isn't her telling what she wants to do. This is her listening to the people. But also what I got to feel is I'm getting to gauge support. Now, crazy as it sounds, I don't know how her book tours are going, how many people are turning up, but I'm getting this stadium type feel. Sorry, I'll just have a... So I don't know if by the end of it she's going to be filling stadiums, a la Tim Walls and Bernie and AOC, etc. But just show me what's going through Kamala Harris's mind at the moment. A lot of people have been saying, oh, she still feels hurt, etc. I'm not getting that. It's just me. She's not that fragile. I'm just going to say she's not that fragile. I'm not getting that she took it personally. I'm not getting that she's feeling hurt at the rejection or anything like that, licking her wounds. I'm not getting any of that. Okay, she's out there sharing the message. She's putting the defenses and boundaries up, declaring what she will and will not do, and standing defiantly behind the plan that she's putting forward. And we've got the ending and a new beginning, right? And then we've got that devil. So it's almost like she's out there. She's spreading this powerful inspirational message with that Knight of Wands. She's laid down the law of her conditions of coming back, because she's not going to try and fix what's already there. She is prepared to come back to rebuild, but the devil needs to be gotten rid of first. She's not going to come back to the existing system of this addictive temptation politics, where, you know, of insider trading and bribery and all the rest of it. She's looking for something new. Okay, so is it going to happen? Now, I keep getting Attorney General. I don't get President. She can run for President. She can run for President after being Attorney General. I don't think she can go Attorney General after being President. I mean, you just wouldn't. It would be just impossible to do. But I keep getting Attorney General, and then she can run for President. So I know she was elected. I keep getting she got 70% of the cast votes. I've had that figure since day one. I've had that figure since before November the 5th. 70% of cast votes. So yes, she was elected, but it's basically everything needs to be burnt to the ground and then rebuilt. And part of that rebuilding will be fresh elections. So she is going around listening to kitchen table issues, bringing her inspirational, nurturing, protection and caring, and how she can help the everyday person. So this is almost like she's formulating, I keep saying, now is the time you need to decide what you want this new United States to look like, not just the government, but the entire United States. And start the ground roots movements to bring those about, because we've got this powerful divine feminine energy with this new opportunity being offered. And it's up to the people to take it. Okay, we've got here the would have, should have, could have, disappointment. Absolutely. Should have done things differently. Absolutely. Should have Biden, Harris, whoever it was, and they weren't the ones in control of actually sorting out the voting machines. But yeah, they should have. But now's not the time to blame what happened. Now's the time to look at the opportunity that is being presented, that a lot of people aren't looking at yet, that's being presented to go forward. What's on the table here and now, instead of going, oh, they should have checked the voting machines, oh, they should have, realised, they should have declared, they should have, would have, should have, could have. 3 cups, would have, should have, could have. Can't go back in time and change anything. All you can do is make decisions at the time with the information that you have at the time. It's easy in hindsight to go, oh man, I should have picked those lottery numbers. I was going to pick those lottery numbers, but I chose different ones instead. But those ones I should have picked were the winning ones. But, you can't then claim because you should have picked, you know what I mean? You can't go back and change anything. All you can do is make decisions at the time with the knowledge that you have at the time. And it's so easy to blame and if only I had done something differently. But we can't. There's no such thing as a time machine on this earth. We have to look at what we have, the opportunity that we have in the here and now going forward. and work with that. She is not going to get dragged back into this tent of darkness. She's not. She's out here enjoying her freedom. She's out here celebrating and inspiring. She's out here rejoicing all that is good. She's out there sharing, listening, being amongst the people. She is not going to let any messaging drag her back into the darkness of what was. Just putting it out there. She's going to keep away from it, going back into this. I call this my Desperate Housewives drama tent. You know, it just, she's not going to go back. And she has told us she's not going back. She's going forward. She's going to go forward, and it's about stepping into her power and taking the steps to create the future that she and we dream of. And it's going to take hard work, and it's going to take action. Steps mean you need to take action. You can't just hop in the elevator and arrive there. You actually have to take physical steps to bring about this magical ending. It's also the government. But this is about a plan, step by step by step, to rebuild. But right now, it's about planting the seeds and nurturing those seeds to go forward. And you wouldn't believe what the next card is, the Star card. The star of hope and healing, the dreaming of something better, the dreaming of something that is amazing. And she has the strength to do it. She has the strength to do it. But at the moment, she's keeping low while the betrayal is exposed and the ending is brought about. And then this new beginning can start where everything is viewed differently. Look at these major arcana. This is big energy. But yeah, at the moment, until the betrayal is exposed, and you're going to say, when's the betrayal going to be exposed? When enough people demand it be so. I mean, it's the same. Look at the Epstein issue. The knowledge and information about the Epstein files and abuse and the Ghislaine Maxwell and the Orange Twerp, it's been out there for decades. The victim statements have been out there for years and years and years and years and years. But it's taken until now for a groundswell and tipping point of the populace to be aware, to wake up and make demands. And that's what we're waiting for as well. That's kind of what we're waiting for at the moment, is enough people to wake up to the steal, the betrayal, the you name it, and then we reach that tipping point and everything changes. But at the moment, we're at that tipping point, and it can still go either way. In regards to the selection steal, it can still go either way depending on how the people decide. Can pretend nothing happened and go back into the darkness, or acknowledge and go forward into the light. And that's where we are at the moment. So I don't know what I'm else to say. That was pretty powerful, actually. That was really powerful. Okay. So, is there going to be a new system? Show us a glimpse of what this new system will look like. Show us what we need to know. Okay, show us. Okay, thank you. Show us what is the lead up to this new system, to this new beginning. to the ending of what was, to the exposure. What do we, as the people, need to keep a lookout for? Right at the moment, it's Two of Pentacles, juggling finances, but also, you know, choosing between materialism and potential here, unexplored potential, the what was and what can be type scenario, emotionally walking away from what no longer serves us, and looking at overseas for the best of what can be brought to your own shores. That's really important. And there's that planting of seeds again, planting the seeds for this new beginning going forward. We've then been walking over this sword of a tightrope over this ghastliness for what feels like forever. Believe it or not, it's only been 8 months. Held aloft by ideas, nearly at the other side. Then you've got the inspirational female bringing forward a powerful message with that Queen of Wands, who's going to spread the message and be seen and heard. And then we've got the Queen of Pentacles, the nurturing female, who is going to be working together with others for the moment where we have the Tower. She's already working behind the scenes with others for the moment when this Tower strikes, and it will be transformative. And then we've got the strength of the divine feminine. But again, it's reliant on people waking up, because this Two of Wands is very much about, do we sit in our current situation? I was going to say comfortable, but it's not necessarily comfortable. Do we sit and accept what is while we dream of what can be? Or do we step out beyond the window, take the other wand and step out in the window into what could be but is unknown? So this is very much about accepting the status quo, but dreaming of what could be, but not bringing it about, or stepping out into the unknown. Big message there. Okay. So again, it's very reliant on this groundswell, which is why spreading the energy is so important. Spreading the positive energy. Okay. I don't know where to go with this. Okay. As I've got opening these cards, when this occurs, because it's a when, not if, you've got this independent, powerful female choosing the opportunity that she is intuitively drawn to, that will bring her internal peace. And it is not what she's currently doing, not what is the most obvious, and not the shiniest, blingiest. This is why I think she's going to take the role of AG or similar. Okay, don't say or similar, they're telling me. She's basically going to have her pick of positions in the short term, and she will choose the one that she is drawn to. Now, this figure, first of all, she's an African American woman in this figure, and she's wearing white. Oh, love it. But she's choosing the opportunity. So don't be putting pressure on her to, president or nothing, and don't shoot the messenger either, please. If you have a go at me, just don't, because I'm just the messenger. This is very much about people getting thrown under the bus, or simply tearing down as they try and grasp for this higher position. She doesn't want any part of that. She doesn't want to get into the squabbling, the fighting, and I know she was elected. 70% of the votes, I'm telling you, she got 70% of the votes, but If she stepped straight into that presidential position, it would be an absolute rip the shit out of a nightmare for her, because there would be attacks from every side. I do feel that it needs to go back to another election, because if the votes were fiddled, then the entire ballot is compromised. Every single ballot is compromised. And it would be a nightmare situation for her. So I don't feel she's going to step into that presidency position. It would be a nightmare situation for her. She's looking at her options, and she can basically choose whatever she wants. But I think she's going to go for the top justice person with that Ace of Swords. Let me just lay it down. Okay, I know other readers will disagree with me, but I just get, this is what I get, the independent female choosing what she wants to. She's going to be seen and heard and applauded. Seen and heard and applauded. Okay, I'm just going to ask, are we looking at filling stadiums as part of this book tour? I don't think she wants stadiums. She wants intimate, is what I'm getting. I'm seeing queues snaking around the block. She will stay there until every last person has been seen. Okay, but what's happening here? Okay, I've got her sitting down in groups, not big groups, like a circle, probably half a dozen people, but just ordinary people. Ordinary people. Show me. How's this book tour going? The divine feminine, the power of the feminine. She knows thyself, is what I'm getting. She draws on this higher source. There is a higher purpose for her, but she knows thyself. Challenged by not looking, not pouring herself emotionally and physically. Her challenge is to stop pouring herself emotionally and spiritually and physically into this false narrative. That's her challenge. So she is finding that challenging to actually turn and look at the opportunities that she's not looking at. I don't think this is her. I think this is her challenge, is to turn the people to look at, instead of regretting and trying to get everything poured down into this false promise that is never going to happen, to get the people to look at the opportunities and potentials that they are not looking at. That's what I'm getting. That's her challenge, okay, because I was asking this book tour. You've got here the Emperor at the bottom, but this is about taking control of her own destiny. It can mean the Emperor, but I'm reading about Harris. So to me, this is about taking control of her destiny. In the past, we've got the past, the regrets of the past, the naivety of the past. Crowning this reading, there's Joe Biden, the King of Cups, her mentor, her guide. I would put money on them still talking behind the scenes. The immediate future is the exposure of the steel, the abuse of power, the betrayal, the exposure of the steel. And then we have externally a new opportunity. Endings and beginnings, a new opportunity. The ending of an era and the beginning of a new era. And it may be it's an ending of patriarchal control. But let's see where we go. Internally, she's planting the seeds to go forward with that Seven of Pentacles. Hopes and fears, powerful light within her. But at the moment, she's, I'm going to say assessing. The word I'm getting is she's very comfortable in the position she's in at the moment, She has strength. She's watching, she's assessing, she's just pausing for the moment while it all comes together. The outcome, temperance. Oh, it's her destiny. Moving on from the past, the Ten of Swords, leaving behind whatever rhetoric or messaging or whatever no longer serves, puts it on the yak, puts the yak out to pasture and moves forward with a lighter load. And Queen of Swords, bringing it. This is my card for Harris. This is my Harris card, looking to the future. Walking away from what emotionally does not serve with that Eight of Cups, working together with others with that Three of Pentacles, and then we've got the Empress stepping into her power. So it's almost like we've gone from the Emperor to the Empress, and she, I'm going to say, more powerful than he. New, birthing new, the wisdom, feminine wisdom, superhero strength from her emotions. And it's all coming together quickly. But right now, she's again the hermit. But she's bringing people together through emotion and love with that Ten of Cups. And then she will choose her position. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just saying it. It is coming. But timing, so hard because it's not a specific date, it's an energy. And the people need to reach that energy point. As I said, it's like with the Epstein files. It's all been out there. If you Google something that's, oh gosh, they're starting to talk about this, and you Google it and you find that the newspaper article came out about 5 years ago, you know, but it had to get to this moment and this tipping point. And it's the same with the election interference. And it's about a moment in time that is, we're currently building up to it. So I love those cards. Love those cards. But please don't shoot the messenger. She is a woman of her own mind. She has strength beyond what I would have in a similar situation. And she will do what she wants to do. But she understands intimately what restrictions will be on her. Like, she can't just step into the president's position, and like, you can argue with me all you like. I'm just telling you what is. I'm sorry if I'm on my little soapbox having a rant. I'm just telling you what is. If the votes have been determined to be corrupted, then all the votes have to be determined to be corrupted, which means there will be a re-election. I am not going to talk about the midterms. I keep seeing that if this momentum does not gather pace fast enough, won't be many midterms anyhow. I mean, somebody that's planning a ballroom and paved over the rose garden for wheelchair access and blah, 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 no intention of leaving, despite what deals were done with Shady. Miami, they've basically come out and trying to force a delay of the election. So to get a feel of the flavour for the people, it's just what I get, and I'm just putting it out there, and we'll see how it plays. Okay. Hope you have a fabulous long weekend, and I shall see you in a couple of days' time, unless anything major happens. And look after yourselves. Love to you all. Take care. Breathe. Do what you love doing.